Atchafalaya Basin. Oh, hello. Welcome to this week's edition of Drifting Thoughts. You've caught me reading this book on Atchafalaya Basin for no particular reason at all. Just doing a little bit of research on it. Again, no particular reason. The topic of this week's Drifting Thoughts is going to be, would you rather fish freshwater or would you rather fish saltwater? And this doesn't have to be a one or the other. It's mostly just what would you prefer. So if you were going to a brand new area, never been before, taking a family trip, what have you, and within about 5 to 10 minutes of your hotel room, Airbnb, Verbo, whatever, you have saltwater fishing and you have freshwater fishing. So they are equal distances apart. Which one are you going for? So let's try to just break down a little bit of pros and cons of both of them. So freshwater fishing, you can pretty much use any kind of tackle, from your little ultralights all the way up to your big catfishing rods. Not as much maintenance on your gear, not as much wear and tear on a boat. A lot of the waters are going to be more protected. You can take a canoe, a small john boat out there on your lake, your creek, what have you. So not quite as dangerous on that front, but it could be if you're out on a big lake and a big wind or storm or something blows up and you're in a small craft. That could be bad. But yeah, not as much maintenance, relatively safer. The fish you're going after, not quite as exotic. You're going to be catching your bluegill, perch, bass, catfish, that sort of thing. If you're up north, maybe yellow perch, walleye. Now let's think about saltwater. So what are going to be the pros and cons of saltwater? So the pros, a lot of the fish in saltwater are absolutely delicious. It's a completely different kind of fish meat than freshwater species. You've got your things like speckled trout, flounder, redfish. Those are going to be your inshore guys. I mean, croaker tastes pretty good. White trout, sheep's head, they're pretty good this time of year. So a lot of different kind of fish species. A lot of them are delicious. Heck, even smoked mullet's good if you've never had that. I used to love getting some smoked mullet down at Ed's on the Causeway, but sadly they discontinued that and then Ed's caught on fire. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, delicious fish, and it's a different type of fishing than freshwater. It's tidal based. You got that tide that moves in and out. Once you find a group of fish in saltwater, you can usually catch a bunch of them real fast. Finding them's the whole tricky part. And another thing about saltwater, on average, the fish fight a lot harder than their freshwater counterparts. I know if you get in a creek or something like that with a lot of current and freshwater, those fish can throw down. But for the most part, on a lake, slow-moving river, the fish aren't that strong. But in saltwater, it doesn't matter if you hook a croaker that big, or a big old redfish. They're going to pull drag off your reel. It's going to be a fun time. Now, those are the goods. Let's talk about the negatives here. Maintenance. If you have anything around saltwater, anything, the lifespan of it goes. You can buy a brand new reel, the nicest reel you want. You take it in saltwater, even after you rinse it off after every trip. 6 months, 8 months, a year, those bearings are going to be singing. The grease is going to dry up. The salt water is just going to get in there and rust everything down. Salt water is absolutely terrible on your gear. Absolutely terrible. Not just your fishing equipment, like anything on your boat, any electronics. It's going to corrode. It's going to shorten the lifespan of any wires, anything like that. You have to take a lot more protective measures, do a lot more maintenance in salt water. So I guess the question is, which do you prefer, saltwater or freshwater? The nature's even different around it. You know, you've got your diving seagulls, pelicans, shrimp, your mullet in saltwater. And then in freshwater, you know, you've got your ducks. You've still got your pelicans and that sort of stuff, depending on where you go. Freshwater fishing, you can see different wildlife. You got deer, squirrels, beavers. Another little pro or con, depending on which side you're leaning towards, is finding more hidden fishing areas. I find that when I'm in freshwater, I'm able to kind of go a long way, get away from all the boats. You don't have as many people cut you off when you get in those little backwaters. That's freshwater fishing. I can go in all my little creeks, explore, do that sort of thing, find my oxbows. When it comes to saltwater, there's times of year when the fish will push back in those small creeks, and there's other times of year, like whenever the winter time comes and we have those negative tides, those creeks will just dry up. So you're forced to fish to kind of open water, and then you don't really have it to yourself. Like, you'll have people out there with binoculars spying on you, seeing what you're doing, and shoot, they'll just ease right in there on you. Y'all will be fishing those fish that you found together. So that's something else that makes me lean one direction more than the other. I kind of like to find my own fish and be left alone to an extent. But yeah, what's your opinion on that? I've seen it happen before, especially in a kayak. You know, you do all this work, paddle to a spot, catch 3 or 4 fish, and then a boat sees your boat up and just right in there on you. Frustrating a little bit. So why am I asking this question? Why am I asking this question? This book right here about Atchafalaya Basin has absolutely nothing to do with it. It was a bit of a wink there. If you didn't catch it, I'll do it again. So I'm going to go ahead and come clean. I'm going to come clean at the end of this video. This is an option. Atchafalaya Basin. I'm going to Lafayette area, Louisiana this weekend, and I have an opportunity to fish, you know, up in the swamp a little bit. I found a little launch on Google Earth. I've got about a mile to paddle to get to some good looking stuff, and I also five-ish minutes. Let's let this truck pass. And I also have a little spot that's like 5 to 10 minutes from the hotel room called Sippermere Point. That's really close, and it's got rocks, docks, little creeks. So yeah, I'm kind of torn on which to do. It's like, do I try to do both of them as half days, or like commit all in one to one good day of fishing one of them? Because I have other stuff to do on this trip. Also going to be going to the Tabasco factory, doing a little bit of a trip there. Probably not going to be on the channel. It's not fishing related. But yeah, going to Avery Island, doing some exploring there, checking out some other things in Lafayette, New Iberia. Yeah, give me some feedback on this. So if you only had to pick one, freshwater, saltwater, and would it even be a hard choice for you? I don't know. I'm struggling with it. But give me some feedback. Looking forward to hearing from you. And see you on the next one. Not my fancy cup, but 8 Mile Drifter signing out.